Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. If you keep up with the Corporate Clash Twitter account, you may know that sometimes they'll post little mini comics, just for little fun mini comics that they don't usually post on their actual website, like the big ones that have the more storyline heavy stuff. They post little things here and there. And if you keep up with that account, you might have noticed a couple months back, we got a little comic that may have hinted towards what we're going to be experiencing in the future as far as Corporate Clash's updates. We got this comic where it seems to be hinting that we might get Overclocked CEO or Overclocked CFO, yeah, between those two. And when I first saw this comic, I was like, okay, I'm Team Cashbot, I'm Team CFO. The comic is just heavily focused on him. He seems to be the primary target of the comic, but there was lots of speculation that it still could be CEO because the CFO mentions, hey, you're still the favorite and whatnot. So there was never really a confirmation there. I don't think Clash was going to play their hand that quickly. It was just kind of giving us a little bit of insight, a little bit of an Easter egg, but it was never super clear if it was BossBot or Cashbot coming next. Well, as far as the 1.2.5 update is concerned, I think we now have definitive proof. BossBot is going to be the next department to receive a massive overhaul in the same style as Lawbot did for 1.1 and 1.2. Here's why. I'm sure most of you know by now that there is a SADS boss fight, which is a parody on the Sans Undertale boss fight, every Halloween update for Corporate Clash. There's a low chance that when you go fight Counterclaim, that instead you will fight SADS the Skelecog, and it's a fun little boss fight. And before the Lawbot revamp stuff happening, we had a specific theme for the SADS boss fight, and people caught on to hearing a very familiar tune within the SADS boss fight. Here it goes. Now, if you don't recognize that theme, it is actually the Lawbot HQ Courtyard theme that Clash added. It's their own Lawbot Courtyard theme, which goes like this. You may need to listen to it a couple times back to really get the similarity, but that is what that is. That SADS little motif melody there is the exact same as the new Lawbot HQ that Clash added. But this year, we noticed that the SADS boss theme sounded different. It uses completely different melodies, two of which are very significant. The first one is something that none of us even recognize at all. It's something that we've never heard. Here's what that sounds like. Doesn't that sound crazy? That's something none of us have ever heard. That is a new melody, which I believe is hinting towards 1.3, their future update that they're going to be pushing out later. So where does the CEO come into play? Where does all this BossBot stuff come into play? Why am I speculating this? Well, we also got another motif within the new SADS music, which sounds like this. Does that sound familiar to you? Do you recognize it? If you don't, let me spell it out for you. There you have it. The new SADS theme now directly references the BossBot HQ theme and also has this brand new theme that no one knows about. I'm guessing that first motif in the new SADS theme is something to do with the new BossBot revamp. Now, this evidence is good enough on its own, in my opinion, but I looked even deeper and I found some other stuff that also might be hinting towards Overclocked CEO. If you look at the patch notes for 1.2.5, the update that just came out, you'll see that they actually did quite a lot of smoothing over, rebalancing of the current CEO fight. And when I first read these patch notes, I was like, oh, that's just a coincidence. It's just they're working out things, they're making the game more polished. The CEO needed a little bit of polishing and work. But then, after I listened to these new SADS themes with the BossBot motifs, I was like, you know what? I think I know what that is. I think I know why they smoothed out the CEO so much in 1.2.5. I think that's the Clash team taking what they're going to be working on, the BossBot HQ department, the BossBot CEO fight, smoothing it over and laying down the groundwork and foundation for the upcoming Overclocked CEO. The evidence speaks for itself, folks. Let me know what you think about these findings in the comments below, and I really think it's looking super likely for a boss bot overclocked CEO. And as always, I'll see you in the playground, losers.